Hello everyone, I am Deeptangshu Banik from ECA section, and today I am going to present my English concept video on the topic the best English listening activities. So first, let's know what are the contents of this concept video. So first and foremost, we have what is listening, then we have different stages of listening, then significance of listening, then the best listening activities, followed by my conclusion. So what is listening? Listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process. Listening is a skill of critical significance in all aspects of our lives, from maintaining our personal relationships to getting our jobs done, to taking notes in class, to figuring out which bus to take to the airport. Regardless of how we are engaged with listening, it is important to understand that listening involves more than just hearing the words that are directed at us. Now, let's discuss what are the different stages of listening. The listening process involves 5 stages: receiving, understanding, remembering, evaluating, and responding. Receiving. This is the first and most basic stage of the listening process. The act of absorbing the information being expressed to you, whether verbally or non verbally. Understanding. The second stage in the listening process is the understanding stage. Understanding or comprehension is shared meaning between parties in a communication transaction and continues the first step in the listening process. This is the stage during which the listener determines the context and meanings of the words he or she hears. Now, the third step, remembering. Remembering is about retaining that information, and the most effective way to do so in an important conversation is to make the key elements of a message from your short term memory and into your long term memory. Evaluating. It is at this stage where you can begin to prepare for your response. But remember, you are still a listener, not a speaker. After the message has been absorbed, processed, and remembered, you can begin to sort the information into pieces. Responding. If you have completed the receiving, understanding, remembering, and evaluating portions of the listening process, responding should be easier than ever. It is important to understand the transition between listening and speaking, though, and be aware of the ways responding is still a part of the active listening process. Now let's move on to the significance of listening. Communicating well consists of two parts: expressing yourself and listening to others. Many people forget the second part. Lots of people are good at talking, but when it's time to hear the thoughts and feelings of someone else, they fall short. Listening can be very challenging. It comes naturally to very few people. So, to improve, you must be more intentional. Now, let's discuss about the best listening activities. The first activity is voice blogging. Students can record voice journals about their week. Students can be encouraged with semi personal topics or hypothetical questions. For example, what would you do if you had $1 million? Describe your best vacation, etc. To prompt speaking. This works just like a blog but with student voices rather than writing. Students can then be assigned to listen to several of their classmates and give each other comments. By listening to each other and giving encouraging comments, it builds a positive classroom environment and cooperation within the classroom, all while students build their listening skills. The second activity that we have is listening for the hidden phrase. An engaging activity for the whole class is to pair students up and give each pair a secret word or phrase. Students are then tasked with developing a dialogue with their partner that somehow uses this phrase. After they have prepared their dialogue, the students perform the dialogue in front of the class, and other students listen carefully to hear which words or phrases seem extra carefully planned to find the secret phrase. If they found the correct secret phrase, they get a point. If no one finds the pair's secret phrase, the pair that developed the dialogue gets a point. This activity helps students improve their listening as well as allows them to build the concentration. Listen to what you hear. Prepare a list of phrases and statements and ask someone to read them out. Listen to them carefully and write them down word by word. This helps to improve listening while also boosting the ability to retain information. Now, the fourth activity that we have is summarize a short story, podcast, or TED Talk. Listen to the audio of a short story, podcast, or TED Talk 2-3 times and try to summarize what you hear. You can take notes while listening and later use these notes to prepare your summary. Do this activity with your friends and compare your summary with theirs. The fifth activity that we have is fill in the blanks for song lyrics. Find a song with well articulated words and note down the lyrics of the song. Remove some of the words and leave a blank in the place. If you want it to be extra challenging, you can also leave out full phrases as well. Play the song 2 to 3 times and then fill in as many of the blanks as you can. This activity also improves the ability to understand different English accents. The sixth activity is broken telephone. This classic game of broken telephone can be used to help students improve their listening skills. Split the class into groups of 5 to 7 and give each team leader a different phrase. The team leader whispers the first phrase to the next person in line, who then whispers that phrase to the next person until it reaches the last person. The last person writes the phrase on the board. At the end, the fastest team with the least amount of mistakes in the sentence wins. Now, the seventh activity is reported interviews. Students are placed in pairs or can find their own partners and they have to interview each other. Some topics they can ask about include family, hobbies, childhood experiences, future goals, etc. After everyone finishes the interviews, each student reports to the class what they learned about their partner and can also assess how accurately their partner described them. The next activity is draw a story. Listen to a short story or a description of a scenery and draw out a picture based on your interpretation. The picture could be a big landscape or a comic strip with multiple panels. Listen to the story or description again if required. Compare your picture with your friends and see who could retain the most details in the drawings. Order the lyrics. Take the lyrics of any song and jumble them up. Now listen to the song a few times and try to assemble the lyrics in the correct order. The next and the last activity that we have is not quite identical. Listen to two similar statements or different ads of the same product and try to find out similarities and differences between them. Note down your findings and compare them with others. Now, coming over to my conclusion. Listening plays a vital role in our personal and professional life. We hear a lot of things every day, but only a small part of it is considered listening as we voluntarily decide to pay attention to it. Thus, it is important that we work on our listening skills as they play such an important role in our life. We can use the above mentioned activities to having some fun while also improving our listening skills to excel in our personal and professional life. Thank you.